Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Braden, Tim, Second Legacy. You are amazing. Oh, do we have something to talk about with you guys? Did you know that it is actually frowned upon, and by frowned upon, I mean illegal now, to brandish your weapon in self-defense if you can run away first? You can't make this stuff up, guys. You want to see the road gun control will take you? We're about to walk you down it right now. Of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you're enjoying the sarcasm and humor deployed in a two-way way. And Tim, with the intro out of the way, we're going to talk about Minnesota, man. But before we do, how you doing? Life all right?
It seems like UK-style gun laws, just laws in general, are making their way to the U.S.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Not in Minnesota.
Because
it's like the farthest blue.
Yeah, if somebody's threatening you and they're at bad breath distance and they have a weapon, it totally makes sense to turn your back to them and try to run. I mean, that probably will play out well. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm glad you're on the same page. I'm glad that we are on the level playing field where we can fully get in the mindset of the leftist gun controlling thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But let me show you here, because this is coming from the high court in Minnesota, Tim. That's why this is of consequence. This is not just some run-of-the-mill gun control lobby passed bill in the legislature. This is from the Supreme Court. Listen to this shenanigan. Minnesota Supreme Court in self-defense ruling, retreat before brandishing a weapon. Now, Tim,
not just
as we go into this.
Yeah, not using it, brandishing it.
Brandishing it.
Yeah, trying to discourage your attacker is now illegal.
Don't you do it.
Yeah.
Don't you do it. And now this is really, really important. And you keyed in on the massive part about this, because about 3 to 4 years ago, duty to retreat meant you can't use your weapon.
Right.
Well, now you can't brandish your weapon. So do you want to tell the beautiful people about duty to retreat before we continue?
Well, duty to retreat is one of those stupid laws that's like, say you're in your house at 2 o'clock in the morning and somebody kicks in your front door and they come racing towards your bedroom where you and your wife or whatever are sleeping. And duty to retreat says you can't engage the intruder with your own weapon. If you can escape through a window or whatever, that's your first legal obligation. Get your butt out the window. And if you don't take that or make the effort to try to escape first and you use deadly force, well, now you're guilty of a crime.
You're going to jail.
Yeah.
You. Not the guy who broke into your house.
You violated the rights of a violent criminal. And you can't be doing that. Yeah.
Can't be doing that. Not in Minnesota. This is why you live in red-free states.
Yeah.
Where the inverse of that is castle doctrine.
Too? Like, I don't know.
It's so insane. Well, it gets even more insane because, like I said, we're going to spend some time in Minnesota, and they are known for their very, very stringent adherence to leftist ideology in some cases.
Just a bit, yeah.
Just a smidge. Just a smidgen. I think it's all that German influence. Like back in the day when the Germans came over, it was in that little area. But anyway.
Oh, you are anti-German?
I am. Well, actually, hold on. Can we set up camp on that? Because, I think it's okay to be anti-German because Trump is Hitler, and therefore Hitler was German, though therefore it's okay to ban Germans? Is that how it works?
Is that a thing? I don't know. I don't know how it works.
It might be.
It's tough to say. And it changes.
There's a sliding scale of who we're allowed to hate and win. But anyway, that's another thing. Well, listen to this, Tim. The Minnesota Supreme Court on Wednesday affirmed a decision that one does not have the right to use deadly force in a situation where they feel threatened if they have the opportunity to escape. But this is number 3, because that's where we've been. The court decided the principle also applies to people who merely use the threat of force, meaning one cannot pull a weapon in self-defense if there's other means to escape, even if the person is threatening them with death or bodily harm.
Yeah, I think the Supreme Court's going to have something to say about this. That's so bad. I mean, that's straight up European type nonsense, dude. It's like you can't even use, like dirty words, threatening words, folks. You're going to get in trouble. Just accept your fate. Just get down on your knees, turn your back to them, let them shoot you in the back of the head, and just get it over with, right? There's nothing in your house, that you shouldn't be willing to give to an intruder. It's the good communist thing to do. Just share everything with everybody that wants a piece of your property. I mean, come on. What's so hard to understand about that?
Absolutely. I'm glad you see the same way, Tim. Very, very wise. And I really hope that sarcasm meter is working, Dr. Slides, because people are going to think we some commies.
Americans are so stingy. The fact a court even has to weigh in with this ruling is mind-boggling to me.
True.
People should be willing to give their property away.
They should. And when a gun is pointed at you or a knife is within striking distance, you should definitely turn your back and expose your kidneys.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a sound defensive strategy. Yeah.
All day, every day. Well, listen, that was some good sarcasm. Hat tip to you, sir.
It's just so hard to believe that they would even. This
Dude,
is
real.
so over the top. Now, look, I get that the anti-gunners and the left has been really up in arms about, the fact that you have a right to stand your ground in certain states, the castle doctrine, meaning, your home is your castle, if you will, and if anybody breaks in for any reason whatsoever, you have the right to use deadly force. They have railed against these types of laws forever. Mm-hmm. And this is their response. If you make an attempt to defend yourself from a violent criminal, you're the criminal and you're going to prison.
But Tim, see, you're not thinking fourth dimensionally. All right. Peel the onion, right? If you've got a police force, just call the police.
Well, of course,
they'll come and sort it out.
Yeah. I mean, they have no legal obligation to protect you or anything. The Supreme Court's have already ruled that. Yeah.
Exactly. That's only been a couple cases. And on top of that, it's not like they have an 11-minute response time nationally. And on top of that, it's not like they're defunding them in Minnesota.
Right.
It's just it.
You will accept crime and enjoy it.
At a certain point, dude, are we getting to the point in our society where we're just becoming the dodo bird? I mean, like, all the dumb ones go over there and jump off the cliff. I mean, it's mind-boggling.
I know
how much they want the idea that you are a victim to be accepted by the victim. It's like oh my gosh, what is that syndrome? It's not Nightingale syndrome, where you fall in love with your captor. What's it called?
Helsinki syndrome or whatever. What is that?
I'll think of it. I'll remember in a second.
It's not Helsinki. What is it? I can't remember.
It'll come back. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get here. But let me show you what started it while I try to remember this. God, it's really going to eat my soul. So, I'll tell you what.
Stockholm
while I'm reading
syndrome.
this, why don't you look it up? Stockholm.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. Good job. Thank you. That was going to eat my life.
Yeah.
What'd you say first? Helsinki?
Helsinki.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, the hair care products. Those guys.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the city. Oh, God. Anyway, here we go. This is number 4. In June 2021, this is the cause of this ruling. Blevins started arguing with a woman at the light rail train platform when another man threatened him with a knife. That's when Blevins, this is the guy who was arrested, took out his machete and the man, like you do, and the man and woman backed away. He continued to yell and swing the machete at them for a minute, court documents say. The court ruled Blevins had a reasonable opportunity to retreat and failed to do so.
Figures.
So where do you want to start on that one?
Figures it'd be some dude with a machete. I mean, just can't have a simple self-defense case here. Nope, it's got to be some dude with a machete. One guy with a knife, one guy with a machete. Look.
Yeah, he went straight Crocodile Dundee, man. That's not a knife.
Right. And look, I have no problem with people carrying machetes, swords, knives, guns, whatever. Right. And it's kind of funny that we're talking about a machete here because people kind of associate machetes with MS-13 and violent crime and things like that. So if you're defending yourself with a machete, it's easy for people to go, "Oh, you must be a bad person." But it's just a big knife. If he was attacked first, somebody's pointing a knife at him, you have every right in a normal society to defend yourself with a machete, a gun, a knife of your own, whatever. I mean, what is he supposed to do? It's like, I can't defend myself. Go ahead and stick me right here.
You got me.
Can you?
You got me.
Yeah, get me in the spleen. Try to avoid my kidneys. Yeah.
I don't need the spleen.
Yeah, just can you poke me in the spleen? It's.
Dude,
I don't get it. And again, do you think the Supreme Court's going to chime in on this? Because this seems like
honestly,
gross.
Dude, I don't know.
Infringement
I
on
don't
rights.
know. It just, at this point, bro. Let me just run you past the highlights of the past 2 months. We've had a mainline candidate short circuit on national TV. We've had the leftist media ostracize him to the point where he gets removed. After that, Trump gets shot. After that, they do a switcheroo with no democratic process whatsoever. Then Venezuela gets stolen elections and they start riots and protesting. Then the UK pops off and they're on a broad-based civil war. Then the stock market today is crashing off of a freaking cliff.
Oh, don't forget Iran's about to nuke the Middle East. Yeah,
the whole time, and Iran's about to make the entire Middle East glass. That's in the last 2 months. Sorry if they've been busy.
4 more years.
God in heaven. Oh,
I know.
But isn't that insane, though, dude? That's literally since the end of June. That all that has happened since the end of June. It's August 5th.
And that doesn't even talk about the coming up on 3 years of war in Ukraine and everything else that's gone on. I mean,
God,
it's just the world is on fire, folks. And the people sitting in the White House that are doing nothing to thwart it, to like calm tensions or do anything. They're running again, this time with Harris. And as you mentioned, they anointed her. Like, your 14 million votes for Biden. We're riding with Biden to the end. Let's do this. Wait, what? Kamala? Go Kamala!
Dude, it was on a dime. Dude, it was on a dime.
The whole world has gone completely crazy. And every year you think it's gotten to a point of craziness that couldn't be any crazier. And yet we do it to ourselves again the next year and make it even crazier.
This summer we've outdone ourselves.
Wow.
I'll be honest, this summer we've outdone ourselves.
But hey, don't you dare defend yourselves, folks. The world may be on fire, but if you try to defend yourself in the world that's burning, you're going to go to prison in Minnesota.
It's your problem.
Yeah.
It's your issue, Minnesota. All right. So listen to some of the verbiage in the decision. Oh, goodness gracious. This is number 5. Justice Margaret Chudich wrote that in the 4-2 majority opinion, so this wasn't even close. This was 4-2, so good job, guys in Minnesota. Quote, "We hold that a person claiming self-defense has a duty to retreat when reasonably possible before using a deadly weapon."
I just want to throw out there before you go on, the court's unbalanced. Go ahead.
Oh, it is. It obviously is. Except they won't say
Stack
that.
Stack the court. All right.
Pack it all day long. And this is the response to the appeals court. Listen, if you're not speaking common sense into a vacuum with this statement, listen to this. This is what's considered the outlying statement. Okay, this is like the off-the-wall crazy rebuttal. In response, the appeals court wrote, quote, "Requiring reasonable retreat will still permit people to reasonably defend themselves, but will also serve to end altercations and prevent escalation to the point that someone actually uses physical force and causes bodily harm." In the dissent, Justice Paul Thyssen calls the decision unprecedented in the United States, and it flies in the face of human nature. That's it.
So here they're saying, well, people still be able to defend themselves. No, actually, you said they can't. No,
you said they can't.
You can reasonably defend themselves, but first you got to spin around and look at your surroundings when somebody's pointing a knife or gun at you, and make sure that is that window locked? 1 second. Hold on. Hold that thought. Oh, hey, that window's locked. We're getting dangerously close to me defending myself here. Oh, how about this? This door's blocked. Dude, you might want to put the knife down. I'm about ready to draw my pistol. I mean,
I'm almost ready. I'm
almost ready, dude. You're blocking my egress here. I'm going to get violent. It's like, what are they talking about?
That's the point, dude. When you talk about this at a high level, if you're putting yourself in the situation, if you're watching this, you're one of the beautiful people on Second Legacy. Think about yourself in this scenario, right? Think about trying to talk to the cop and the judicial system and judges and trying to reason from this position. A guy walked up on my wife, myself, and my baby, and he had a knife and he threatened to kill us. So I shot him. Well, now you're in jail for murder. Why? Because you didn't take the stroller and your wife and go the other way on the platform.
Well, but even then, I mean,
what
if the criminal
self-preservation
shot the wife in the leg or even killed her? It doesn't. Right. Do you still have a duty to retreat?
Right. I mean, it's
what is this? And this type of ambiguity is intended to discourage people from using their right to self-defense, right? Because this ambiguity is like, 100%. Well, you can reasonably do it. Well, what's reasonable? Like I said, are you supposed to check all the doors and windows in the room? Right. Are you supposed to take a quick look around and make sure? Because if you wind up in court and the prosecutor goes, "Did you know, Mr. Johnson, this window was right behind you?" I didn't see it. I was in fear of my life. I've never been in that room before. "Did you know, Mr. Johnson, you killed this man because you didn't check that window? Is that a true statement?" What in the world,
that's exactly how it would go. That's exactly how it would go in a courtroom too. Dude. That's all I got for you. Start your day off with crazy.
But I tell you what I'm not doing this weekend is moving to Minnesota. Good grief.
No, that's true. You don't want to do that. Winter's coming.
Winter's coming. Good show. All right. Thanks for watching Second Legacy. We'll talk to you guys soon.